live? Yeah. What? I believe we are live. Just gonna double check here real quick. Yes, we are live. Hello and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date on this in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The source of this information comes from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar.
And the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else we gather throughout the show, check the description. Anyway, I am Xander.
Dr. Lunk.
And today is Tears Day, also known as Tuesday, March 29th, 2022.
You started.
Alright, in 845, Paris was sacked by Viking raiders, probably under Ragnar Lodbrok, who collected a huge ransom in exchange for leaving. Yeah, that's how you get it done. Like, hey, you want to get rid of me? Pay me money. You know, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate. Well, what's the word? Not loafer. Oh man.
Freeloader.
Well, beyond freeloader, like oh man, the word keeps coming back and forth. You know, in my mind. Like someone who just hangs out in somebody's house. There's a law, you know, like allowing them to do that.
Squatter?
Squatter, yes. That's the ultimate squatting move right there. Yeah.
Yes. Also, in 1430, the Ottoman Empire under Murad II captures Thessalonica from the Republic of Venice.
31 years later, in 1461, during the Battle of Towton, Edward of York defeated Queen Margaret to become King Edward IV of England, bringing a temporary stop to the Wars of the Roses. Well, that's cool.
Yep. Also, in 1500, Caesar Borgia is given the title of Captain General and Gonfalonier by his father, Rodrigo Borgia, after returning from his conquest on the Romanda.
Huh, cool.
Damn, not just Captain General, but Gonfalonier.
Whatever that is.
It is a high rank in the Italian Renaissance because only reason why I know that is because
Assassin's Creed.
Yes, my family got set up by the fucking Gonfalonier, and he ended up killing him for revenge.
Goddamn! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! For a game that's been out for how many years?
It's been out since 2010. If you haven't played it yet,
but you know how people like to complain. They're like, "Oh, this has been out for 53 years. How dare you spoil it for me?" Wah! You know, like. Anyway, in 1632, the Treaty of Saint-Germain was signed, returning Quebec to French control after the English had seized it in 1629, just 3 years prior. Interesting.
Yep, interesting indeed. Also, 1792, King Gustav III of Sweden dies after being shot in the back at a midnight masquerade ball. Stockholm Royal offered 13 days earlier. He is succeeded by Gustav IV Adolf.
Wow.
Ooh.
Well, that's kind of alarming because in this game I'm playing, I'm in this area called the Masked Masquerade. I don't want to get shot in the back.
Alright, bad enough he got shot in the back of the masquerade.
I know, right? You don't even, what a perfect cover-up. Like, everybody's wearing masks, nobody knows who anybody is. That's the whole point of the party. It's all a mystery. So.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, jumping on up into 1800s. In 1806, construction was authorized of the Great National Pike, better known as the Cumberland Road, becoming the first United States federal highway. Wow! All the way back then. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Also, in 1809, King Gustav IV Adolf of Sweden advocates after a coup d'etat at the Diet of Porville. Finland's 4 estates pledged allegiance to Alexander I of Russia, commencing the secession of the Grand Duchy of Finland from Sweden.
Wow, that's 1792. So 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 years to the date when Adolf of, Gustav IV, Adolf of Sweden, was even made King of Sweden, because we just covered that 2 articles ago. The guy who got shot in the back during the masquerade. That's really wild.
Exactly.
Jumping up in 1831, during the Great Bosnian Uprising, the Bosniaks rebelled against Turkey. Alright. I guess this is when the uprising began.
Yes. Also, 1847, Mexican-American War, the United States forces led by General Winfield Scott take Veracruz after a siege.
Ah. Cool. 2 years later, in 1849, the United Kingdom annexed the Punjab, which is part of India, I believe. It sounds like an Indian word, Punjab.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Also, 1857, Sepoy Magal Panley of the 34th Regiment Bengal Native Infantry mutinies against the East India Company's role in India and inspires the protracted Indian Rebellion of 1857, also known as the Sepoy Mutiny.
Interesting. A lot of notable mutinies throughout history, huh?
Yes.
Jumping on up in 1865, during the American Civil War, Federal forces under Major General Philip Sheridan moved to flank Confederate forces under Robert E. Lee as the Appomattox Campaign began. Watch out for your flanks, bro.
Yeah. Also, 1876, 67, Queen Victoria gives royal assent to the British North American Act, which establishes Canada on July the 1st.
Nice. Well, look at that. Canada and the United States have something in common, almost, just 3 days apart, even though July 4th has nothing to do with anything, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Moving on up into 1871, the Royal Albert Hall was opened by Queen Victoria. Cool.
Nice. Also, 1879, Anglo-Zulu War, Battle of Kambola. British forces defeat 20,000 Zulus.
That's a lot of Zulus.
Yes. And no Spock.
Yeah. Isn't Zulu the military alphabet for Z or for Z?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like 20,000 Zulus. Man, they must have had some hard sleep right there. All those Z's sawing logs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My jokes are horrible. Anyway, in 1882, the Knights of Columbus was established. That seems rather late for a knighthood. Let me look that up real quick. Knights of Columbus.
They're Catholic.
Yeah, they're a global Catholic for eternal service order founded by Michael J. McGivey on March 29th, 1882. Membership is limited to practicing Catholic men. It is led by Patrick E. Kelly, the order's 14th Supreme Knight. It is currently headquartered in New Haven, Connecticut. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
For further information about the Knights of Columbus, please refer to the underbar for a link to the Wikipedia page.
If Buffalo was here, he could have had a cool article. 1886. John Pemberton brews the first batch of Coca-Cola in a backyard in Atlanta.
Dang.
Yo, that is awesome to know.
Yep.
And here's another fun fact for the viewers. Only 2 people at a time can know the formula for Coca-Cola.
And they keep them on opposite sides of the planet.
Yep.
Yep. They're never within, 2,000 miles from each other or something like that? Just in case something crazy happens, And the reason why is because it's not patented. If they patent it, then they have to disclose the recipe. Same with KFC, same with Pepsi, same with a lot of these companies. It's not patented. So if somebody found the recipe, they can take it right out from under them. Do it! Somebody do it!
Their own shit.
Yeah. Make Coca-Cola 2.0. Not new Coke. Let's not talk about that crap. But, yeah. Anyway, somebody please discover the formula, patent it.
Yeah.
You know, and
so you make it some ridiculous ass name.
Yep.
Give it a silly ass name.
Screw Coca-Cola and their hatred. Anyway, jumping on up into the next century, in 1911, the M1911 45 caliber ACP pistol became the official U.S. Army sidearm. Nice.
Yeah.
That's a big bullet too.
It was great. And liberals can complain because you know why? The capacity is 7.
Ah. Well, they can complain and reduce it to 5 and then 3 and then just a breech load. So.
Why would you want a breech load? 7's enough of a 45 to put a fucker down.
No, I want a belt fed.
Well, then if you want belt fed, you want something else. Just get a Tommy gun.
No, dude. Like, I wanna get a max suit from PlanetSide 2 and like have like 2 like miniguns on each forearm, just you know. Just, Anyway, in 1927, Sunbeam 1000 HP broke the land speed record at Daytona Beach, Florida. Dang.
Ooh, that's gotta be. Yes, that would have been awesome to see.
1000 horsepower.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Why is it not telling me? The slug. Why is it called the slug? How fast is... Okay, so it was the first car to travel at over 200 miles per hour. Interesting.
Yeah. Also, 1930, Heinrich Berlin is appointed German Reichskanzler.
What is that?
I'm guessing something involving...
Chancellor. That's what it is. 6 years after that, the 1936 German paramilitary election and referendum suck approval for the recent remilitarization of the Rhineland. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Silly mustache man breaking the Treaty of Versailles. What a tool.
Also, 1941, World War II. British Royal Navy and Royal Australian Navy forces defeat those of the Italian Regina Marina off the Peloponnesian coast of Greece in the Battle of Cap Matapan.
Ah. Yeah, Italy didn't fare too well. They lost. Well, no, they barely won to a bunch of Ethiopians just before the war, actually. So. Also, in 1941, the North American Regional Broadcasting Agreement went into effect at 3 local time in the morning. So, 0300. Whatever.
Damn. Well, yeah. Well, if it's 0300, then it's 3 a.m.?
0300 is 3 a.m. Military goes by 24-hour clock, so 1500 is 3 in the afternoon. Because 12 plus 3 is 15. 1500.
Yeah, it's 15, yep.
Yep.
Also, 1942, the bombing of Lubeck in World War II is the first major success for the RAF, or Royal Air Force, bomber command against Germany and a German city.
Ah. Yep. That's good, you know. They had the Battle of Britain in like 1940, 1941, so in 1942 they brought the battle right over to Germany. Good. Good on ya, lads. 3 years later, in 1945, also during World War II, the last day of the V-1 flying bomb attacks on England. So good.
Damn.
You want to know something interesting about the V-1 and V-2 flying bombs and everything?
Yeah.
It's not the sound of the engine that struck fear into people. It's when the engine cut off. Because if you hear it cut off above you, then it's coming down on you. Run. So, that and the German Luftwaffe like to put like police sirens and stuff on the aircraft. That's why they make that noise. That's not the sound of the aircraft there. That's like a fire truck siren or something they put on the aircraft to make it more intimidating. Which it became iconic.
Yep.
This one's a muffin one here. Do you want me to take it?
I'll take it.
Alright, good luck.
Instituto Tecnológico Automotive de Mexico, one of Mexico's leading universities, is founded.
Nice. What year?
1947.
7. Oh, interesting.
1946.
Okay. I thought it had a typo here.
I don't even worry about that. I said the word. I said the whole thing. So.
You did. And you said Mexico, which is, applause to you. You said it in their native tongue. It's Mexico, not Mexico. So, 5 years later, in 1951, Ethel and Julius Rosenberg were convicted of conspiracy to commit espionage.
Yeah, they were convicted of espionage and got executed because of conspiracy. Which made the whole scare even worse.
Yep. Also in 1951, Hypnosis murders in Copenhagen. Hypnosis murders.
Oh my god, what the hell?
I know, right? This sounds like some Batman level shit. The Copenhagen Hypnosis murders were a double murder case in connection with a failed bank robbery that happened in Denmark on March 29th, 1951. Copenhagen, but why is it called the Hypnosis murders? After extensive police, psychiatric, and psychological investigations and the ensuing trial proceedings, 2 people were convicted of the murders, Palle Hardrup and Bjorn Schwau Nielsen. It was the view of the trial court in its decision that the Danish Supreme Court affirmed that Schwau Nielsen had hypnotized the 28-year-old Hardrup to carry out the robbery and the murders. Okay, so this is something straight out of DC. I'm going to put this in the underbar for anybody who wants to read a little bit more into this. This is insane.
Yeah. Also in 1957, the New York, Ontario, and Western Railway makes its final run, the first major U.S. railroad to be abandoned in its entirety. Oh, that's horrible.
Yep, and I completely spaced out and forgot I was supposed to continue on.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, I'll just continue from here if that's cool. I'm just going to use my app here. 1957. In 1961, the 23rd Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified, allowing residents of Washington, D.C. to vote in presidential elections. Well, good. They're part of the country. They should be allowed to vote. Same with Puerto Rico. Give them the right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. 1962, we have Arturo Frondizi, the president of Argentina, was overthrown in a military coup by Argentina's armed forces, ending a day-long constitutional crisis. And in 1971... Oh, go ahead.
1971, the Light Massacre, Lieutenant William Cowley is convicted of premeditated murder and is sentenced to life in prison. That's horrible.
Yeah.
What you fucking get?
Yeah. 2 years after that, in 1973, the Vietnam War, the last United States combat soldiers left South Vietnam. Oh, well, look at that.
Good, man. About time. 1973, Vietnam War, the last United States combatant soldier leaves South Vietnam. Even though they still have some MIA soldiers out there.
To this day?
Yeah, some of them never made it back. Some never made it back.
Well, wouldn't they be KIA now? Or,
Well, some, because some were reported to have gone AWOL. Also.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it, 30 years after World War II, we found the last, so far, on record, last Japanese soldier. So, some people stick out, and some people just disappear into the jungle. So.
And some people are still believing that they're still in mission, that they never got the order.
Yeah. Well, speaking of 73, also in that same year, Operation Barrel Roll, a covert American bombing campaign in Laos to stop communist infiltration of South Vietnam ended. Oh, well, it looks like they rolled their last barrel with that.
Mm-hmm. Also, 1974, NASA's Mariner Vulcan becomes the first space probe to fly by Mercury. Hell yeah.
That's not entirely accurate.
And
Well, I guess fly by technically, but the Russians landed something on Mercury a while, way before that. I think, actually. Hold on, let me look that up. When did the USSR land on, wait, was it Mercury or Venus?
Mercury.
Mercury. Well, they did land on Venus here, but Mercury. Mercury P. Oh. Okay, well, so they didn't land on Mercury, so it was Venus. My bad. I was wrong. My apologies, people seeking educational expansion.
Okay.
Also in 1974, the Terracotta Army was discovered in Shanxi Province, China. And
Nice.
what's really crazy about that is every single face is different. Like, the bodies and the weapons and all, and the armor and everything, those were all plaster made. But, like, every single, distinguishing feature, like, facial stuff, it was all individualized. And that is intense. Thousands of those. And that's the same guy who his tomb is supposedly surrounded by an ocean of mercury. And his pyramid is yet to be broken into by archaeologists. And there's supposed to be, like, the untold riches of the first emperor of China in there. Like,
Damn.
yeah.
Okay, moving on to 1982. The Canada Act 1982 received the royal assessment from Queen Elizabeth II, setting the stage for the Queen of Canada to proclaim the Constitution Act 1982.
Huh. 2 years after that, 1984, the Baltimore Colts loaded its possessions onto 15 Mayflower moving trucks in the early morning hours and transferred its operations to Indianapolis. Okay. Damn, 15 trucks? That's a lot of shit.
Yep. Also, 1990, the Czechoslovakian parliament is unable to reach an agreement on what to call the country after the fall of communism sparked the so-called Hypnosis War.
Yeah, that's when eventually they turned into Czech and Slovakia, or something. There's Chechnya now? Is that what they are?
Yep.
Maybe is that somebody else?
I think Chechnya, I'm not sure.
Chechnya and Slovakia. Yeah. Jumping on up into 1993, Catherine Callback became Premier of Prince Edward Island and the first woman to be elected in a general election as Premier of a Canadian province. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, 1999, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake in India strikes the Chamoli district in Uttar Pradesh, killing 103 people.
Dang. At that same time, in 99, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed above the 10,000 mark at 10,006.78 for the first time during the height of the dot-com bubble.
Yeah. In reaction to the Passover massacre, 2002, in the reaction to the Passover massacre 2 days prior, Israel launched Operation Defensive Shield against Palestinian militants, its largest military operation in the West Bank since the 1967 Six-Day War. Yeah, defensive shield.
Defensive shield against how?
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, it's defensive. They're throwing in like fucking Captain America.
I don't understand how these people think using. Well, it works. Even though they're going on the offensive and they're being the aggressors, somehow they're defending themselves from. I mean, that makes as much sense as us. When did our freedoms end up in the Middle East? Why are we fighting for freedom over there? Bring our soldiers back here and defend properly.
Yeah.
Moving on up into 2004, Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, and Slovenia joined NATO as full members. Wow. That's all the Baltic states and then some.
Yep. Also, 2010, two suicide bombs hit the Moscow metro system at the peak of morning rush hour, killing 40. Oh my god, that's horrible.
That's a low number for rush hour in Moscow, but still, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
2013, at least 36 people were killed when a 16-floor building collapsed in the commercial capital Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Ay, ay, ay.
Uh-huh.
That's...
Also, 1 year later, 2014, the first same-sex marriage in England and Wales are performed. Congratulations for y'all.
Yeah.
Now y'all get to experience the horror of divorce.
Yeah, you know, like why should the suffering of marriage only be constricted to straight people? Let the gays have some pain too, you know? Sharing is caring. In 2015, Air Canada Flight 624 skidded off the runway at Halifax Sandfield International Airport after arriving from Toronto shortly past midnight. All 133 passengers and 5 crew on board did survive, with 23 treated for minor injuries. They got off lucky. Holy crap. Like, after all the other articles of just the most minorest of inconveniences, you know, just blows up the aircraft and kills 200 people. You know, these people barely scratch. Like, they're lucky.
Yeah, they are. Also, 2017, Prime Minister Theresa May invokes Article 50 of the Treaty on European Union, formally beginning the United Kingdom's withdrawal from the European Union. Brexit.
Brexit, yep. We missed one in 2016 here, in which a United States Air Force F-16 crashes during takeoff from Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan. The pilot did eject to safety and was recovered by coalition forces, according to a U.S. military statement. So,
well, I missed it because it didn't show up on mine.
Yeah, that's why you and I use two different sources, because sometimes you have something I don't, sometimes I have something you don't. And I've noticed that, you know, because we had, back in, what was it, 20... something, I don't remember, but not too far ago, we had like a double up, and your source put something above when my source was above itself, if that's making any sense. Like, it was in different order, actually, that's a better way to say that. But we both had the same thing, just in different orders. What happened in 2019?
I don't got 2019, all I have was 2017.
Okay, well, in 2019, Algerians protested in the capital of Algiers against President Abdelaziz Bouteflika in an effort to make him resign. And you ended at 2017, you said, right?
17, yes, 2017.
I have one more article here. In 2021, just last year, New Zealand's Ministry of Health reported the first death from the Kung flu. Yeah, sure. So, yeah. I've heard stories about, I've heard stories from doctors, and one of the craziest stories was this, during one night, this guy came in after getting hit by, well, he didn't come in, he was brought in after getting hit by a truck, and then they pronounced him dead shortly after, and magically it was COVID. I guess the truck was a giant COVID virus. Who knew? Anyway, before we get into births and deaths here, any articles pique your interest?
Yes, 1792 with King Gustav of Sweden died after being shot in the back at a midnight masquerade ball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was just rude.
It then, 1809, King Gustav IV, Adolf of Sweden, abdicates the throne.
Yeah.
After a coup d'etat.
Yeah, that is rather interesting. 2 years, what was it? Not 2 years, it was
17 years after.
Well, 17 years is not a bad run,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. Hey,
at least he didn't get one in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, at least he didn't go out like his predecessor. Anyway, why don't you start up our burst here today?
I will. In 1001, Sudique, king of the pagan dynasty of Burma.
Yeah. Pretty big time jump here. In 1561, we have Santorio, an Italian biologist. Ah.
Damn. Also, 1769, Nicolas G. de Soult, French general and politician who was the 12th Prime Minister of France.
1789, we have Jørgen Jorgensen, the Danish inventor. I don't know why I have to use this voice. It just, I saw that name and it reminded me of Jørgen von Schreibel from Fairly Odd Parents. Yeah.
Yeah, his name was... Also, 1790, John Taylor, American lawyer and politician who was the 10th president of the United States.
1816, the 10th Dalai Lama was born on this date.
Damn, 1888, Edna Bossi R.S., Italian-American engineer who designed the Bud BB-1, Pioneer, and Bossi Balmy Paladenti.
I have no idea what those are, so I'm going to look up the first one here real quick. Oh, it's an aircraft. Okay, and what's this other one? I assume another aircraft. And I'm right. So they're both aircraft. So he designed a couple aircraft. That's pretty cool. 1889, we have Howard Lindsay, an American producer, playwright, librettist, and director, and an actor. What the heck is a librettist? Librettist?
I have no idea.
It is a person who writes the text of an opera or other long vocal work. Okay. They have a name for everything, I guess.
Yes. They do.
In 1900, we have Bill Aston, an English race car driver, and that makes me wonder, like, who... Does he have any affiliation with Aston Martin? Aston Martin, founded in 1913 by Lionel Martin and Robert Bamford. So this is not the same guy. So, anyway, who else was born today?
1916, Peter Geach, English philosopher and academic.
Also in 1916, we have Eugene Mccarthy, a U.S. poet and politician. And I wonder if he has anything with McCarthyism.
I don't know.
Let's see here. McCarthyism ended in 1954, but like Senator something McCarthy.
I think Robert McCarthy. Alright, looking at him up.
Joseph McCarthy.
Okay, Joseph McCarthy.
Yeah, found it. I'm going to post this in the unit bar while I do that. Why don't you tell us who was born in 1918?
1918, Pearl Bailey, U.S. actress and singer.
Yeah. Wasn't she the one who was murdered?
I think so.
That name sounds familiar. Pearl Bailey. Like, because remember we were talking a while ago about that one person in L.A. who lured women into his house and shot him or something.
I think that's it.
And she died in 1990. Murdered? Let me look this up here real quick. Pearl Bailey. Well, I'm not seeing anything about murdered, so maybe this is something else. Yeah, now they're talking about autopsies over here, so this is something else. Anyway, 1918.
Okay, well. Okay, yeah, 1918, Sam Walton, U.S. businessman who founded Walmart and Sam's Club.
Yep. Could have done just fine without him founding those two. So, I don't even want to get started on how much I hate Walmart. 10 years later, 1928, we have Vincent Gigante, a U.S. boxer and mobster. What a name and what a career. You know, a mobster that boxes. Oh, you don't want to do that. Fight the boxer guy.
Yeah. Also, 1936, Judas Guest, U.S. actor and screenwriter. I wonder if he was ever a guest.
Yeah. Sorry, I was purging my face of mucus. Yeah.
That's okay.
Moving up into 1952, we have John Hendricks, a U.S. businessman who founded Discovery Communications.
Nice. Also, 1958, Mark Silvestri, U.S. publisher who founded Top Cow Productions.
Yep.
We all know who this is.
Yeah. 1 decade later, in 1968, Lucy Lawless was born on this date. They were she was a New Zealand actress. I wonder if she was lawless. Lawless actress.
Nope. She was Xena the Warrior Princess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess she's above the law. She's a princess.
Also 1993, Thorgan Hazard, Belgian footballer.
Yeah, sounds like a real Hazard.
He must be a Duke of Hazard.
Anyway, moving on to the deaths. In 87 BC, we have Emperor Wu of Han, a Chinese emperor.
57, Emperor Guanggu of Han, Chinese emperor.
Yeah, that's 130 years to the time they both died. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Another crazy time skip in the year 500. Gwynliw, Welsh king and religious figure.
Mm-hmm. Good. Also, 1467, Matthew Pelagios Aston, Byzantine aristocrat and official. Official what?
Something in Byzantine. I don't know.
Official aristocrat?
An official difficult name to pronounce, at least. 1751,
Okay.
we have Thomas Coram, an English captain and philanthropist, and founded Funding Hustle. And you know what? To answer your question, I'm going to look this guy up, this Matthew guy, an official what? Because now that's on my mind. An official, he related to the Aston and Pelagios dynasties. There's not a lot here on his resume. I guess he was just an official, like whatever official.
He was official in anything.
Yeah.
Okay. 1800. Wait, did we do Thomas Coram?
I did do Thomas Coram.
Okay. 1800. Marc Rene Marquis de Montalbert, French general and engineer.
1848, we have John Jacob Astor, a German-American businessman.
Yeah. Also, 1891, John Plankton, American businessman, industrialist, and philanthropist.
1905, we have William Plankinton, a U.S. businessman, industrialist, and banker. Well, that's another weird thing. It's
Yep.
14 years on the same day.
I know. Also, 1959, Bartholomew Boganga, African priest and politician who was the first prime minister of the Central African Republic.
1971, we have Dhirendra Dada, a Pakistani lawyer and politician.
1 year later, 1972, we have J. Arthur Rank, English businessman who founded Rank Organization.
9 years after that, 1981, Eric Williams died on this date. He was a Trinidadian historian and politician who was the first Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Not to be confused with tobacco. Or tobacco.
I like how they fucking predicted GMOs.
I know, right? I don't think Simpsons predicted anything. I think they had their, they were a fly on the wall, or they knew something that the general public didn't know, and they were either warning or, like, you know, as all these, you know, globalist elitists like to do, shove things in our face. Maybe they were shoving it in our face in a more subtle way. Because if you look at the Simpsons when they had Donald Trump, you know, on the escalator, like in the actual, like, you know, cartoon of the Simpsons, Donald Trump on the escalator, you compare that with the real Donald Trump on an escalator after he won, you know, the presidential election. Everything in that shot is a one-to-one. Like, you know, like the way he's standing, the way he's waving, where his body's positioned, all the people in the crowd, their clothes, the guy holding the poster, the way he drops it, the way it falls, everything is scripted. Like over a decade and change, you know, before it even happens in real life. You know? So that's spooky. If that's just a happenstance, which I hope it was, then that's way too coincidental. You know, but if that was, you know, a purposeful thing, they're saying, hey, in 15 years' time, this is what's going to happen. Exactly. Pay attention to the background. That is spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are so screwed.
Also in 1982, Walter Hallstein, German academic and politician who was the first president of the European Commission.
Yep. Last but not least, in 2011, we have Lakovos Kambanelis, a Greek author, poet, playwright, and screenwriter.
You know, I'm gonna say it. It's a joke. In 2022, we have Will Smith's career.
Who?
Will Smith's acting career.
God, that Scientologist really needs to button his yap. So, anyway, that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar for any links that you may be interested, which also includes
Sohin TV on Twitch.
Yep. And everything Omni Coalition. Once again, I advise everyone to start migrating over there. Make a Rumble account, make a BitChute account. Get off of YouTube. This place is evil. For your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream every day between 12 to 3 Pacific time. Afternoon, obviously.
Yeah. Honestly, stay on YouTube because it's just going to turn Rumble into the new YouTube.
I don't know, man. I don't know with how everything is going. Then again, like, you know, that other site, what's it called? Getter, I'm a little concerned about, because, yeah, for various other reasons. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Lunk.
And until you see us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles!